in the best of form. It often takes them time historically to adjust new acquaintances to the team. It takes them a few months to, get them feeling good and ready to go for the team to perform at their very best. But who knows? Six Invitational, a whole nother kettle of fish. I'm sure they'll be coming out of the gates really, really strong. And as we say, it's a map we haven't seen from them. And DarkZero, if there's one thing I love about them, it's their strats. They love intricate strategy, and showing a map for the first time, no better occasion than now to show us a couple of those new strats.
Go through the map bans, of course. Nomad can be taken out by FaZe, pretty common ban for themselves. And on the defense, I'm almost anticipating maybe a Valkyrie ban. They've done it twice in the last 2 matches that we've seen from them on Chalet. That's really, I guess, the best.
Well done.
The pick I could go for there. And look, they present the present for me there. Valk is going to be banned out as expected.
Well, that throws me under the bus because, of course, DarkZero, we don't have any ban history. Let's see what it is. It's the Wamai, so denying some of that projectile denial, and that will more than likely force teams on to the Jaeger. Still a very powerful operator despite the nerf several months ago, and teams still leaning into that as a means to deny projectiles such as flashbangs, nades, concussions. The list goes on. Very much a critical piece of utility in this game.
Just rub my hands together, guys, because I'm excited for this matchup. For DarkZero, it's the first time we're going to see them at SI. For FaZe Clan, like Liquid before them, lost the first match, now need to bounce back as they head over to Chalet. They should feel very happy with this map. As we've alluded to, DarkZero have not played Chalet whatsoever since it's come into the map pool at a competitive level. FaZe have at least come here 3 times. They should feel comfortable. They're going to be attacking first. Bar gaming on the defense for DarkZero. It has become the staple defensive pick for teams on Chalet. If FaZe can win this site, it's going to be a good early sign for them.
Iron Gaming, a very exciting objective in my opinion. Love playing it with the caster rank stat where we can emulate some of these strats, or at least attempt to. We're not that great, so it's a little bit tricky, but you'll often see the defense extend above, create lines of sight, or maybe even a rotation in towards Office, and then hold the likes of Pixel and deny Vault-ins over towards Library. But this is actually super interesting from DarkZero. So they're actually playing ultra aggressive and trying to deny that free ground from being taken by FaZe inside of Office. I can only guess that they're not going to hard hold that, instead soft hold and try to rotate back, or maybe even have that defender just play for their life. But I like the proactive nature of this setup in slowing down that free map control.
Obviously, Chalet hasn't been to the map pool for that long, and the bits and pieces that we have been able to see of it, though, typically bar gaming, as you said, hold above, but you'd usually see a shield above library stairs, a shield over towards chimney as well, over at that mezzanine, and that's not happening at the moment from the setup that we're seeing from DarkZero. As you mentioned, they're extending out into Office, so already we're seeing different tactics and different ways to be able to play a new site like Chalet, of course, coming back in, and well, let's see what FaZe can do here. I'm very excited for them. Can they bounce back the way that Liquid did? Because remember, Liquid lost to Empire earlier, then they've just beaten FaZe. FaZe now need to replicate that by taking out DarkZero.
Well, the question that needs to be answered in this phase of the round is which part of the map do FaZe try to take control from. Cameraman from the roof, of course, can scan footprints. NJR with the FMG in hand, not the shotgun, holding over towards the top of Library Stairs. Often we see a shield here to reinforce that position, but of course DarkZero invested that utility over towards Office, and that leaves NJR to play a little bit more exposed, denying this vault in.
DarkZero, of course, first matchup of SI for them. First time we're going to be seeing them here on the LAN environment of this tournament, and going up against FaZe, of course, who already a little warmed up from their earlier match against Liquid, but need to bounce back themselves. Bullet just going to go straight into Bar and just gets a big tag. Sky's going to get finished off by Souls. Mint at least able to get one back from Barstock. A nice early push from FaZe, very aggressive. The pressure mounting onto Mint. He's got not much of a chance, and he just gets collected. Souls has gotten 3, a triple kill to start here on Chalet. And in the end, very quick, clean, and flawless from FaZe, and just catching DarkZero off guard.
That is a LATAM aggression in a nutshell. DarkZero, their preparation not really converting to much map control, and FaZe able to basically just take from Fireplace. Game's double window as well, and from there it's a very tricky retake. Utility flying in deep as well. Difficult to deny that with only 1 projectile denial on the board, and it's a solid start for FaZe.
And the fact that it's bar gaming as well, it should be stated this statistically is the best, or at least one of the best defensive sites for teams on Chalet. So for FaZe to literally walk in, and I mean quite literally, guys, walk into bar and just take it pretty easily. I don't think DarkZero were prepared for that, and that sort of horizontal take, because as we saw, a lot of the defense is sort of held above and really denying library and that sort of vert control. And FaZe is just like, okay, you can take everything above, you can defend office, we're just going to walk straight onto site and get kills, and that's exactly what they did.
DarkZero not satisfied with how the last round went down, are looking to improve upon that result, and it looks like they're already changing up to a different setup. No extension over towards office, instead creating footholds, and I presume that deployable shield will be placed deeper over towards the top of the library stairs where we saw NJR positioned previously, and right on cue. There we go. And this is a fallback to a much more default strategy for DarkZero.
Yeah, and not just DarkZero, but it's something that we've seen a lot of teams now start to employ, including the caster stack as well. Shield on top of library stairs, shield over towards chimney as well, hold that mezzanine, really keep control of library. It's not as if DarkZero didn't try to do this, it was just the way they set it up was a little differently. So now they're going to that more conventional setup. They do, of course, still need to be mindful and wary of FaZe, who are, you know, a team that can be aggressive and go for that horizontal take and push straight onto site. So still have to be careful of that you don't put all your eggs in that top floor basket.
4 nades available for FaZe in the hands of Souls and Cyber. Both of those players will be critical in the mid-round phase as they try and clear all of that utility in an attempt to take Pillar and those library stairs. Cameraman again sticking onto the Jackal as FaZe look to, I guess, dot their I's, cross their T's, and make sure that there's no roamers from DarkZero that can catch them off guard. It's not really the DarkZero way to go for solo plays like that, but I guess the motto really should be in these sorts of competitions, expect the unexpected.
Yeah. Great start for FaZe, though, in that opening round, taking advantage of DarkZero's approach to the setup. And, well, look, DarkZero, also to their credit, have already rectified things and at least made the swap back to the more conventional approach. The main thing here for FaZe, try and take out those shields, both over at Chimney and obviously at the top of library stairs, and just deny as much vision that DarkZero can have and deny library. And it may take maybe another minute or so, but then you establish that vert, and then, of course, you can drop down and get onto site towards bar.
Really good work there from Hyper, denying some of this information gathering in the form of drones. Both of these players above, not under a whole lot of pressure from FaZe at the moment, as I'm trying to work out exactly what they're shaping for here. The kit is in hands of Astro, still outside on the rappel. I think FaZe might now try and take library, but time is beginning to dwindle a little bit. A lot of pressure being applied though.
Big thing about library, of course, these two windows can establish a bit of that crossfire. Mint, though, perfectly placed. Goodbye, Souls. Hello, indeed. He says, let's get a second one. Double. Cyber's got 2 as well. 2 versus 3 in the blink of an eye. We go from 5 versus 5 to 2 versus 3. Eclipse is still up as well for DarkZero. Not all hope is lost because Bullet's down, injured, so he's not in this. It's actually a 2 versus 2. Cameraman and Cyber versus Eclipse and Mint.
Big round for Mint so far. Watching that vault in. FaZe not doing their due diligence in making sure that was clear. They made an assumption. It didn't pay dividends. Cyber, though, he's had a great start to this map. He might be in red-hot form to clutch this one out.
Oh, Mint just now getting aggressed on over towards Barstock, but he is the aggressor. Triple kill now for Mint in the round and needs to find the ace, or at least stop the plant here. Cameraman and Bullet, they don't have it, but they have the swing. Cameraman takes out Mint, stops his little run. And it's a 2-0 start here for FaZe on Chalet.
A valiant effort there from Mint in the back of the site. Great job to deny the vault in, but a lack of support from his teammates leaves him marooned. An easy 2 versus 1 in the end off the back of the res. Good discipline there from FaZe to close out the round. And that will be the warning sign for DarkZero to head down towards basement. Now, I don't have the stats at the top of my, or the tip of my finger at the moment.
I'll just say it, guys. You know what you want.
But in NAL, it sucks. It sucks. That is the TLDR. Basement literally sucks for defense in NAL. So maybe DarkZero could do something spicy here. I'm keen.
Well, it goes beyond NAL at least. I know in the APAC region as well, Snow Wine has not been very successful for defensive teams. And this is sort of what I wanted to sort of retouch on here, and why I mentioned Bar Gaming being very good for the defender teams on Chalet, because some of these other sites aren't really the best, and Chalet proving to be kind of attacker friendly, at least on the majority of the sites, this being one of them in particular. So
on the stat,
go for it.
21% is the defensive win rate on basement. It's the worst on the map. Worst on the map. Yep, 14 plays it got in the NAL. Actually, sorry. Yeah, 14 rounds it got played. 21% win rate for the defense. So there you go.
Wow.
Not the best numbers, but it is DarkZero we're talking about. So who knows? They'll get creative.
5 seconds to insertion.
They certainly are going to have to get creative, though, for this site. And that's sort of the story that we're setting here for this round. It would be very intriguing, though, you know, to lose Bar Gaming twice, but then win Snow Wine. And I feel like we're in some Looney Tunes world. Hello? Clips getting a little aggressive outside of library. Goes for something, doesn't find it. His co-partner, though, in NJR, does over towards Solarium. Bullet going to be taken out. And that's a perfect start for DarkZero. They need all the advantages that they can get for the Snow Wine site.
I'm liking this intent from DarkZero. Multiple players off site. At least 3 off site at the moment, trying to find opening picks. They managed to get 1. And now that really puts the pressure on the likes of Cameraman and Cyber. In that frag department, Cameraman as well in the intel gathering department needs to try and find where exactly these roamers are. And then it's up to the team to try and capitalize upon that intel and cut off that rotate back towards site. But they're not really in a great position to. And DarkZero at any moment could just flick the switch, go back towards site, and waste a lot of time in doing so.
And you're already noticing sort of the dynamic difference in terms of the setup for DarkZero on Snow Wine versus, say, Bar Gaming. Bar Gaming, a lot more structured. They've got their set positions that they hold. In this case, they're just roaming all over the map. The entire map is a playground here. Deny as much time as possible. You want to obviously keep, you know, positions like library stairs in your control so you can rotate back down to the basement if required. Good start for DarkZero, but there's still 1:45 on the clock. And I don't even know if 1 pick's going to be enough. They're going to need at least to maybe find 1 more before they look to eventually rotate back to site.
He's now just clearing the first floor. As DarkZero look to rotate back downstairs. Eclipse at the bottom of library stairs down towards blue. Might try and get aggressive. NGR and Hyper still roaming in a pair on the other side of the map as well. And if FaZe don't have the flank watch, they could find themselves in trouble. But it is a 4 versus 4, not the worst situation to find themselves in.
Eclipse does go down in the end. The big loss for DarkZero. They lose their advantage. Still a minute left. FaZe got plenty of time. NJR, it feels like it's up to him to maybe find another pick here to re-establish that lead that they once held. And, well, as you can see in the kill feed and on your screens, it's a double kill now for Astro after eliminating Mint. Skies is very, very precarious position. Least gets Astro. That's kit down as well with 40 seconds left. Good intel here for DarkZero.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Decent utility as well, still available for the defense. Hyper has a nitro cell in hand. On the flip side, though, solid drone economy still available for FaZe. Souls finds 1 in towards blue. Skies taken down. Smokes will head out as FaZe prep for the plant.
Holds that shelf position and then takes off the head of NJR. 1 versus 3, knows that he's inside of the smoke. FaZe looking to get off to the perfect start here on Chalet. Hyper, unfortunately, doesn't have it in him. And what was that statistic, cuz? 21%? Well, it just lowered a little bit more there with another attacking round win over on Snow Wine added to the statistic books. 3-0 start here for FaZe Clan.
A little bit unfortunate there for Hyper at the end of that round. That nitro cell not quite hitting the mark. I can only assume that the shelving blocked a lot of that damage. Placed maybe a little bit deeper. It could have been a round changer. Oh yeah, it's a strong shelf. It's very well made. I don't know where it's from, but it's very sturdy.
Either, but yeah, I like it.
They would have absorbed that damage. Unfortunate there for DarkZero, but again, just reaffirming the narrative that downstairs at the moment just hasn't quite been unlocked by the defense in any region.
No, and I think, though, the way that DarkZero played it, I actually admire it. I think the way they played it was perfectly. Very aggressive, second floor, first floor, everywhere. Look for picks. We literally saw a jump out of the library window. Any way that they could find that early advantage, they tried it. We saw NGR. He got that opening pick. Unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalize, but I didn't mind what I saw from DarkZero. In the end, though, they falter on the site like many before them. Now they turn their attention over to Kitchen. Typically, the way we see this defended, that vertical hold above Master and Office.
I would assume DarkZero will again commit to another roam, bring the Vigil in the hands of Eclipse and Hyper on the Mozzie, trying to deny some of that intel. Full reinforcements as well, alongside the Kaye, just to make things a little bit more difficult for Astro on the hard bridge. Souls, though, should be able to deal with that. And the Maverick, oh, that's a cheeky little claw. Just placing that on the bench prevents it from being cleared from below and might be a little bit tricky to find.
You gonna write that one down?
Just getting that eastern wall. Yeah, I'll add that to the caster strat book. Managed, of course, by the wonderful Dev Martyr.
DarkZero are struggling at the moment here on Chalet. To be expected to a degree, and in not getting too ahead of ourselves here. Of course, Chalet slightly attacker favored. I'm not going to say too heavily favored. You usually should be expecting the defensive teams to do well on bar gaming, and DarkZero had 2 attempts on that, failed 2 times. That right there might alone be the downfall on this entire map for DarkZero. We'll see, of course, how it plays out, but they need to get something on the board here. Usually Kitchen's not the site to do that, but alas, here we are. This is what they need to do, and if being aggressive is their way forward, this is a good site to do it on.
Just a moment of silence as FaZe prepare themselves to start taking some of this map control. Eclipse down below, holding Vert in towards Library. He'll need to be cleared. He has support from the bottom of the stairs. Swings and finds the pick onto Bullet. It's a clean shot. And once again, the Ash will fall.
Similar to the last round, though, opening pick to DarkZero, and then followed back with FaZe at least getting one back elsewhere. 4 versus 4, minute and a half into this 4th round. DarkZero need to be able to hold these advantages that they get just a little bit longer and capitalize on them more. That's one back at least quickly from Hyper. He's on the board now as well. Both Hyper and Eclipse picking up their first kills here on Chalet. It's good to get the blood pumping a little bit for both of them. Find a kill or 2 and just feel like they're in the match. 1 minute left. DarkZero doing much better here on this kitchen site.
A good response so far in this round, but still a long way to go, and FaZe with the Vert control might be able to find a pick. There we go. That's a Mint taken down. A lot of that plant denial now compromised for DarkZero. They don't have the Nitro cells still in hand. Good control above here from the attack. Applying a lot of pressure. DarkZero may feel the need to try and retake, but it's probably not the play. They just need to try and bleed time a little bit longer.
Yeah, no grenades, no nitro cells. There's, I believe, 1 nitro cell pre-placed, unless it was one that was on a player who's already perished. Cyber going to be getting the elimination on to Eclipse. Skies falls quickly. Plant going down. Hyper now left in a 1 versus 3. Not sensing a way forward for Hyper. This is the 2nd time now we've seen a DarkZero player in this sort of predicament. And, well, just like last time, FaZe clean up easily. 4-0. FaZe have shown up. DarkZero, not so much.
Scary start here for the NA hopefuls. Ooh. Would you like to hear my analysis of what's gone down so far for DarkZero?
Yeah, fill me in.
Look, DarkZero are fantastic, but they just need to work on their communication, aim, map awareness, crosshair placement, economy management, pistol aim, op flicks, grenade spots, smoke spots, pop flashes, positioning, bomb plant positions, retake ability, bunny hopping, spray control, and getting kills. Just to name a few, but I'm sure, you know, they can maybe get a round or 2 here on the defense. There's still hope for the NA fans.
That is some top tier analysis, guys. I can't believe this is why you're here. Look,
thank you.
100% spot on every single one of those facets. Unfortunately for DarkZero, I don't know if they've got the time to be able to learn all of that in just this one match, but they are going to take a quick little time out here and maybe get to learning that. Bar Gaming looks like that will be the site we return to, which should be no surprise. This really should be the site that they get at least 1 or 2 rounds here on the defense. And I will preface here, if they can at least get the next 2 rounds, a 4-2 on Chalet for the defense, it's actually not that bad, guys. I mean, you would almost take that, then go on to the attack, knowing you should be favored on the majority of the sites.
Yeah, at least in the North American League, this map did favor the attack. And that's a pretty uncharacteristic statistic for new maps in competitive Siege. More often than not, they start off defensive and then trend more towards the attack over time as, I guess, the map gets unlocked. But the way that Chalet is designed, it's very aggressive, and the attack already on the forefront, I guess, in developing some of those strategies. And I guess leading on from that conversation, DarkZero have been bringing out some pretty cool strategies so far. I love their intent. We're talking about it quite often. They're heading into this matchup and giving it their all. They're experimenting a little bit here and there and not afraid to play their game, play nice and aggressive. But FaZe, they are just on another level.
Have they been too aggressive though?
Maybe.
Definitely backfiring in some degrees. Although what's intriguing is the last time that they played Bar Gaming, they didn't really play that aggressive, right? So it's kind of that catch-22. Are you too aggressive? If you're not aggressive enough, it's almost like never right. You can never really be in the middle there. Of course, the very, very first time we saw Bar Gaming, they did try something a little bit different over towards Office, and like the second time, and now once again, it should be more stock standard. Shield placed over towards Chimney. And we'll see whether or not DarkZero can take advantage of this site, which statistically does have a higher defensive win rate. I don't know if you've got those stats for me, Guz, but if you do, happily bring them to the attention of the stream.
Yeah, a little bit higher in the NAL, sitting at around 50%. So
It could go either way.
Yep, good meme. Well done. But at the moment, honestly, it doesn't feel like it could go either way. So far, this map has felt like FaZe's to lose, at least so far. Still a long way to go, and it might only take a round or two for DarkZero to get themselves back into this one, gain some momentum, but Mint is taken down by Astro, who's playing the Nook. Oh my, he's already in the site.
What? Astro looks like a defender right now. Just sitting over in Barstock, chilling out here for FaZe as... Unfortunately, this is just falling apart one by one. The DarkZero players fall. Sky's still over towards Library. He has no idea. I don't think any of DarkZero really do. I mean, well, the player that died earlier, Mint, probably has some sort of clue. So, this is disastrous for DarkZero. The Nook itself is just something we don't see too often, Guz, and it's working here for FaZe.
Nice little pocket pick here from FaZe, but a good response from Hyper. Will drop the kit and Souls as well. It's a 3 versus 4, but there's plenty of time for the attack to work with. They can recuperate. And with plenty of drones, can exactly determine where the defense is positioned and enact a plan to take them down. But Astro is looking to secure that plant.
Astro's going to get it down. Nook has been effective. Unfortunately, Skies, he's going to be eliminated by Cyber. NJR, very low health over towards Library Stairs. Hyper as well, still up. There goes NJR. There goes DarkZero, it feels like, in a nutshell. Hyper, who at least was able to retake that Barstock position, just has no hope at all. Just face plants the bottom of Library Stairs. Bullet with that kill. 5-0. 0 wins for DarkZero, leaning into the 0 of their name a little too much.
And then the concerning stat for me so far is, right, we've had 5 rounds played. 3 of those rounds, DarkZero have gotten the opening pick, and they're not converting the advantages that they're being able to achieve. And that said, they're also not leaning on an individual player to gain those kills. Mint, NJR, and Eclipse have all gotten an opening kill in this matchup. It's just falling apart in the mid to late game. FaZe are gaining really good map control around the objective and just choking out the defense. DarkZero unable to respond.
They haven't been able to win any site. They've tried basically all of them as much as they could, at least the prominent sites that do get played. Snow Wine, Guz, as we said, statistically, it's not really a site that you would like to be if you are the defender. About a 20% win rate, if we sort of just round it down, means that it's a hope and a prayer here for DarkZero. I've got to say, if we could sort of predict and put a bit of a bet here, it's FaZe 6-0 all the way. Oof. Take it to the bank.
That's not what you want to hear if you've woken up nice and early as an NA fan. I'm sure there's definitely some weary eyes in the chat that have been looking forward to this matchup, and by all accounts, it could have been a close one, but so far, early indications are that Latin America are absolutely insane. FaZe, Liquid, even Team 1 coming out of the gate super duper strong. And it's up to the teams like DarkZero from North America to try and hold firm for their region, but so far it has been a very rough start.
And one thing I will say, and I don't want to lean too much into this, guys, but the teams that we've seen, at least here on the A stream, that have struggled are the teams that have been playing for the first time. We saw FaZe struggle, of course, against Liquid. Liquid struggled before that, and now DarkZero is struggling. I'm noticing a little bit of a trend, maybe in the next matchup for DarkZero. That trend will play into their favor. Of course, they'll be playing Cyclops Athletic Gaming after this, so maybe they too will get that win there and continue the trend. We'll see, of course, later on in the stream. Hyper, good start, but DarkZero in a couple of rounds earlier, guys, have been able to get opening picks, just not capitalizing on them.
Yeah, getting the opening pick is great. Looks nice in the stat column, but if you're not converting that to round wins, it really doesn't count for a whole lot. And now we have to put ourselves in the mind of Hyper. He's thinking at the moment, do I stay here, try and find another pick? Do I rotate back towards side and risk being caught off guard? That's what's running through his mind at the moment. He does have a buddy with him upstairs to assist. I think that's Skies. Actually, no, sorry. It's NJR, of course, on the vigil. As they look to try and culminate together and go for a play. If they get to a 5 versus 3, the round is theirs.
A bomb has been located.
Minute and a half remaining. Oh, the tension here. Can DarkZero get off the 0 and find a 1 next to their name to close out the first half here on Chalet? I'm looking to Mint. Mint has been the standout for DarkZero for 1 and 5 over on the smoke, especially towards the latter stages of this round. Look to see him get involved. Obviously, Hyper got the opening pick. There's NJR though on the vigil. Needed to get one on the roam and is successful. Astro shut down. There goes the ace. 1 minute left. There's the 5 versus 3. Surely DarkZero do not balls it up from here.
FaZe lacking that map control that we've seen them gain so easily previously. Cameraman, of course, can now spot out NJR, and FaZe electing to ignore the roam for now. They'll try and cut off those defenders as they get back towards site. But with only 30 seconds left, this is going to be tough. Even just getting to the site and getting in is going to be a challenge.
FaZe have been hitting a lot of their shots, though. Cameraman 6-2-1, Souls 5-0-3. This is the time for them to be able to just get onto site, flick a few heads, and get this back down to a 3 versus 3 quickly. 2 players over towards blue, 2 in wine. Bullet can push in. Oh, no, never mind. Just get stopped immediately. Good pickup from Eclipse. It's happening. DarkZero about to pick up their first win of a round here for Six Invitational. Nice shot from Souls. Gets droned out. That's probably not what you should be shooting at with 3 seconds left in the round. DarkZero, welcome to the winners table. They're on the board.
Well, it took them a little bit it took them a while, rather, but they finally have achieved it. DarkZero getting 1 round on the board, and it's enough to relieve
What was the drone?
match point for a little bit longer. Tried to shoot the Mozzie drone. Probably not quite the play. I think at that stage, all hope was really lost there from FaZe. A bit of the Hail Mary. A late round, of course, did not work out.
Well, they win Snow Wine. They say to the hell with the statistics, guys. They actually, well, in the end, I think 50% win rate for them on Snow Wine. Better than 20. Wow. Still a big hole to climb out of for DarkZero, but they're on the attack now. They can't slip up, though. This is the problem with sort of defending first here, losing the majority of rounds. Even though Chalet, attacker-sided, majority of the sites are going to be in your favor now for DarkZero. One little slip up, as you mentioned before, a site like Bar Gaming, defender-sided, not too bad, not really attack or defense, 50-50. FaZe, the way they've been playing, kind of back them in still here, and if they can get that 6-1 match point, well, then it really is a daunting task for DarkZero.
Some pretty intriguing picks coming out here from FaZe Clan. Souls, of course, on the Warden, can bring the MPX with the 1.5 and the smart glasses as well, which may prove useful as the flashbangs will fly out from Mint and Sky's late round. Cameraman as well, also jumping onto the Clash, and Latin America, definitely not a region that is scared of playing shield operators. In fact, they often thrive in that environment. So I'm keen to see exactly where he decides to play. I would assume probably above to try and retain map control, but he could even play down below and be a little bit of a nuisance late round as well.
I do want to mention one stat, Guz. Now, I don't actually have it with me. It's more so what I've heard in the grapevine that happened over on the B stream. Now, of course, we didn't get to watch it. We're over here. But I'm pretty sure there was a game that happened on Chalet where a team was up 6-2 and then lost.
Yeah, it might have been the old G2 potentially losing that one to Team 1. Don't know the exact numbers, but yeah, reverse sweep definitely on the cards. By no means Ducks are out of this one. This first round is going to give us a good indication, though, as to just how comfortable they look on the attack.
Yeah. And really sort of what I'm, by bringing up there, I'm not looking to bash on G2. I'm just mentioning that for DarkZero,
wow, I can't believe
there's a
that.
way back here.
Wow.
Oh, stop it, stop it.
Just bashing
Mint,
G2. That's toxic, dude.
focus on the game, guys, okay? Mint, just over at the front yard patio. That's going to be another EE1D thrown out. DarkZero, by no means is hope lost here. Do need to find, though, these rounds at Bar Gaming and JR. That's what you like to see. Clash in your face, though, maybe don't like to see that one.
And NJR's having a really good start to this map. They managed to pinch that clash out and Eclipse over towards K9. Finds that pick. Just like that's the 5 versus 3. Astro, though, looks to get one back, but Mint still wins that fight. Swinging on land, buddy. It's not as strong as it is online. And that's a 2 versus 5.
Oh, he is Mint right now. And a big player to get DarkZero back into this match. Hyper as well. Headshot onto Souls. Is the DarkZero train just maybe gathering a little bit of steam and a little bit of momentum here for the NA hopeful? Long way to go, but a great start here on Bar Gaming. It is flawless. 5-2. It begins.
Great response there from DarkZero. And the chances of a reverse sweep now start to get pretty interesting. If that first round had slipped the other way, then FaZe, of course, would have attained match point, and it would have looked quite dire for DZ. Really good, proficient roam clear, though. FaZe were really relying on cameraman to have a big impact and to slow down that map control, but he just got absolutely destroyed by Eclipse. Great entry from NJR, great pressure on top of that as well, and it was an easy convert from there.
I can't believe, cuz, that I've just written down in my notepad here. Bar Games, 0% win rate for defense. What's going on? What is happening? What world are we in? We are in the SI world. And as I said over in the very first matchup of the day, Liquid Empire, it has its own little meta. You can't really go back and look at all the other regions, all the different metas, all the other statistics. You know, you brought up the NAL statistics before, guys, and you kind of just have to throw them all out the window. And just play each round one by one as it is and look at what exactly is happening here.
And I mean, talking about throwing conventional siege out of the window, Mint onto the Blitz. Okay, this has just reached a whole nother level. I am very eager to see how Mint plays this round out. Of course, can really catch the defense off guard if played correctly. Of course, can be more of a detriment to the attack, if anything, if played incorrectly. And of course, be a cheap pick for the defense to gain. But in the right hands, Blitz can definitely be difficult.
Now I don't know if it's a positive or a negative. You've confused me, Gus. Which one is it?
It's Mint. I back him in.
All right, we'll back him in. Especially with the way DarkZero have been playing the last 2 rounds. Certainly a lot cleaner, a lot crisper, getting a lot of these kills earlier on into the rounds as they have been. We mentioned it before. They've been aggressive. They've been able to, at least on their defense, play that roam game. Now on the attack, they can continue to be aggressive. And this time it looks like it's paying dividends. But is the Blitz pick maybe just stepping 1 foot too far in front of the other too quickly? Eclipse on the 0 as well, just to mix it up a little bit. What do FaZe need to do, though, guys? Because they need to kind of make sure that this doesn't turn into a bit of a choke here. Long way to go, but Eclipse just catching Astro.
Oh, Mint!
Down those trophy stairs, here comes the Blitz. And here comes... Whoa, hang on. DarkZero have just lost all their players, by the way, in the last 10 seconds. It's a 1 versus 3 with 2 minutes left. What has happened? We haven't even seen the round, and it's over.
They look like they're in such a great position, but FaZe, they just melt them as they enter in towards the site. Mint was deep, but no one was there to support him. He's stranded alone and just gets absolutely plastered from above. FaZe on match point.
I don't even think I saw really anything there other than a Blitz just walking into kitchen and his whole team perishing. It got off to a good start. Clip's got the opening pick onto Astro. I'm thinking, here we go. Something's happening, something's brewing on Chalet, and then 10 seconds later, they're all dead. Okay, well, match point, 6-2, FaZe. We're now on kitchen. They now go above over to master bedroom and office as they look to close this out. And make sure that that train, the DarkZero train, stays in the station.
I gotta say, this is a little bit scary for DarkZero. Of course, their next matchup straight after this is against Cyclops, and I have actually penned that in as a Cyclops win, mainly off the back that I didn't think DarkZero would be totally comfortable against a really aggressive off-meta playstyle. And sure, you can make the argument that DZ are sort of bringing that themselves here, but I really don't think it bodes well with them. The way that they've struggled to deal with FaZe just dominating them on most of the aspects of the game. I'm sure Cyclops are looking at this and licking their lips a little bit. DarkZero just finding this one pretty tough.
So you know what? When you pick the blitz and the round kind of falls apart in about 10 seconds and things don't quite go well, what should you do in the next round? Pick blitz again?
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Sure, yeah.
Double down. Why not?
Double
Match
down,
point.
yeah.
May as well. SI. Gotta do it.
Well, Mint will indeed double down. Blitz once again. Maybe second time's the charm because they don't have a third time's the charm waiting up their sleeve. It's match point for FaZe and DarkZero. If they're going to make it work, it has to be now, and it has to be in the next 4 rounds in total to send it to OT. If they're going to gain anything from this matchup, but I sense their days are over already here on Chalet.
Tricky to be positive for DarkZero in this situation, but maybe if Mint can get something going here, it could be the start of something great. It's all going to come down to...
Mint did get something going in the last round, but well, the other 4 guys didn't.
They got a little bit stranded, so I'm sure they'll be trying to sync that up a little bit here. Of course, it is a bedroom defense, but Roma's down below in towards bar. Mint with the ping. Getting shot at as well as they try and drone this player out. Isolate him with the cross from Eclipse, but he loses the fight. And it could crumble apart here, but NJR, red hot, finds one back.
Man, NJR has been sharp. Definitely one of the sort of highlight points here for DarkZero, along with Mint, Hyper as well. I mean, statistically, none of them have really been that awful. I mean, Sky's on 1-6, I mean, sure, but playing a very difficult role. DarkZero just not being able to sort of piece it all together. And unfortunately, FaZe are just too good. They're not going to give you an opportunity to do just that. They will punish you. They will happily take this match after their recent loss to Liquid. DarkZero, after this, will have Cyclops on this stream. We'll see if they can bounce back there. By no means is this over, but long way back.
Ooh, cheeky little angle there on the boost from Hyper that can watch in towards the piano cross. Skies, of course, with an exothermic charge, can open the double wall in towards Office and expect Mint to come across quickly to try and lay down some smokes and prepare for the plant. The map isn't secured, though, and FaZe allowed to roam around quite a bit, looking to find a kill. Their intent, aggressive. DarkZero need to find something.
Nitroso goes out, although pre-placed or missed, either one. Cameraman, you can actually see him down below in the basement here. We'll come up later on, presumably over towards... There's Souls, just getting a little bit cheeky here with Mint. Throws out that smoke grenade. 30 seconds left in the round. DarkZero cannot waste much more time here. I think Mint is just going to get stranded and stuck here by Souls, at least momentarily. Cameraman's going to eventually pop his way back up above at some point as well and offer that flanking presence from FaZe. Never mind. Well, he did. He lost his fight to Skies. Hyper then catches out Astro. Mint, it's go time now for DarkZero. They got the numbers. Oh, it's that Nitrosol, though, from Cyber. 2 versus 1, 3 seconds left. It's NJR, though, who gets the kill. I thought maybe something magical was about to happen from Cyber. Didn't quite. DarkZero stay alive for now, 6-3.
Holding on by the skin of their teeth, NJR again with another impact play, finding a critical kill at the very end of that round. If he loses that one, the round was surely over and the map as well. Ooh, deep breaths after that round for DarkZero. It was a little bit messy, but funnily enough, Mint actually having a big impact there on the blitz late, disturbing the likes of the smoke trying to secure the site.
Yeah, just being a big nuisance, really. In the end, Mint does get off the blitz here now, back over towards Bar Games now. It's still match point for FaZe. DarkZero, though, 3 of the last 4 rounds. So if you look at it in that light, it's good news. The bad news, it's still match point, so you can't slip up at all. Every movement, every fight you take has to be pinpoint perfect if they are to complete the comeback. And I gotta say, DarkZero win this round, guys. If they can keep this Bar game side at 0% win rate, I give them a huge chance. It goes to 6-4. They start to put a bit of scoreboard pressure onto FaZe, and it's sort of like, hey, we're coming back here. You don't want to choke from a 6-1 lead. And then DarkZero are in their minds, and as we know, it's all mental at this sort of level. And it is going to be a standard approach here for FaZe defensively. There's that shield top of Library, shield over towards Chimney. Vert hold in Library. Can DarkZero continue their momentum?
They're basically what you're saying, the TLDR version is don't do a G2.
Well, that's the that's the not nice way to put it, but you can go with that.
That's true. Okay, I don't want to anger the EU fans too much, so we'll move on from that. Mint jumping off the blitz in this round by playing another annoying operator, I guess you could describe him. Crowd control in the hands of the Lion. E1Ds could rain out late round and maybe try and nullify a bit of that aggression that FaZe have been leaning into. Establishing map control early over towards Trophy. And I expect the likes of NJR to be potent once again on the entry.
Yeah, and then NJR has just been a big highlight sort of to watch, of course, coming into this team. I believe it was February this year. And replacing Hot and Cold, and obviously took a little while to get going, but has now established himself and has just been a standout here now at Six Invitational. Really good to see that, at least for himself, but also just for the team and the confidence that they can have in him. And even if DarkZero do lose this, I don't think they should be down on themselves.
Jesus.
What did I just watch?
Oh my god, it's had a heart attack, Skies. Oh my word, I love that angle. We've seen it both ways now from DarkZero, but yeah. That would have been a tilter for sure, but Skies does survive. You can place an exothermic on the double wall and apply more pressure towards top of the library stairs. It's a linchpin for the defense. DarkZero will be looking to dump utility in towards that deployable shield and force those defenders back towards site, where of course they can then box them in.
If I was speaking about NJR, one player I want to bring up for FaZe right now, Cyber, 13-2-4. Monstrumental in this matchup for FaZe versus DarkZero has been huge. Nade's going to get rid of that shield, top of library, minute left in the round. The fact that no one's died yet, honestly, it favors FaZe more than anything. They can obviously continue to just hold above sight, eventually rotate back down. As I say that, though, to talk about Cast the Curse, I just hyped up Cyber, and now he's out of the game.
Cameraman, this is where he is key, trying to deny this entry, but it's a beautiful concussion.
Wow.
Skies links up to find the pick, and Bullet and Souls are left in the 2 versus 5.
35 seconds, and it does get one. E1D is going to be deployed. 30 seconds left in the round. The DarkZero's momentum is just building round by round. The comeback is brewing. Souls can feel the pressure. Obviously got that down onto Mint, but he's now back up. Still has 2 E1Ds actually in the pocket as well, with 15 seconds left. There goes one of them. Souls actually just moving. They know his position. Nice headshot, though, onto NJR. Got to respect that. Gets a second one onto Mint. Surely not. Souls at this health, at this position, with the diffuser down, it would take a miracle, but off to a good start.
Avoids one flash. Shots rain out, but Skies with a huge round finds that pick, and that comeback train is definitely on the trucks now.
6-4. A reminder, it was 6-1 at one point. I mean, this would even be a greater comeback than the G2 loss earlier. So for DarkZero, just have to continue on. Just keep on keeping on here. 2 more rounds to at least then send it to overtime. For those maybe unaware, it doesn't really matter who, well, it doesn't actually matter at all who wins in overtime or loses. You just get 1 point, whether you win in regulation or you win in overtime. And if you obviously don't win, you get 0 points. I think that goes without saying a little bit. Kitchen dining here for this 11th round in what is just slowly starting to shape up to be a bit of a banger, especially if DarkZero can send it to overtime.
Oh, I hope they do, Xenox. I really honestly thought this match was going to fizzle out. FaZe were just walking all over DarkZero in that first half, but now it's really begun to spice up. Of course, we are in a tactical pause at the moment. You can only assume it's FaZe, of course, trying to disrupt the momentum that DarkZero have managed to gain in the last few rounds. And they can try and consolidate their mental and think about how they're going to close this match out. And it's a theme that I talked about earlier, Xenox. You need to be able to close matches out. Easier said than done, of course, but it is a critical skill.
And this is also why we didn't write off DarkZero immediately. You know, it's easy to sit back and you look at that first half, 5-1 to FaZe, and then they make it 6-1, and you're kind of sitting back and you're like, okay, or 6-2, either one. And all of a sudden we're like, okay, but DarkZero going onto the attack, they should be fine. They should be getting rounds. So ultimately, it's not over, despite the large disparity in the scoreline. And yeah, it's funny, haha, NA is losing, but the reality is they're going to go on the attack, right? So they're going to get an opportunity themselves. They're just going to be a little bit under the pump when they're doing it, which is why, as we've seen, they've been, well, on match point for quite a while now, FaZe, but as they edge closer and closer, it should be FaZe that start to sweat a little bit.
Imagine FaZe through this. Be a hard loss to take. And a difficult start to their Six Invitational campaign. Gonna head over towards Kitchen, though, for round number 11. Nothing really standing out here in terms of operator selections, but we can only assume that FaZe will head above, extend this roam. Funnily enough, they're not bringing Mirror, an operator that is a little bit common, or typically common on this extension above, but FaZe not really feeling like that is a necessity for them.
So how has DarkZero been able to manage this? I think a large part of it has been getting a lot of these opening duels to go their way for the most part. They have been pretty successful in that department. They're also just winning their gunfights a lot more. It's a bit easier when you're the aggressor. You're pushing on to FaZe this time rather than vice versa. I feel like they're also making less mistakes. Positioning's a lot better. Ultimately, they're just playing better. But at the same time, they're also attacking now where it is favored. So we expected them to come back, guys, and it's sort of happening the way we expected. Oh! A shot from NJR! I thought Bullet had him hook, line, and sinker, and he just says no. And that's the opening duels that I'm talking about. Once again, DarkZero with an advantage. Wow.
NJR in this matchup has been stepping up hugely. The entry has been deadly from him. FaZe not really having a response. Good work in this round from the Yana, as Eclipse will set up those Argus cameras for the flanks to ensure that FaZe don't get too cheeky. Of course, Nomad banned off the board means that you can't physically stop those flanks from occurring, but at least you know that they're coming, provided someone is watching them, of course.
Well, it's pretty vital, of course, to be taking Vasa in office and get that vert control above Kitchen. I mean, if the attackers can get control of these two areas, I was going to say sites, well, they are sites in other rounds, then it's almost impossible to then play on that Kitchen site. You pretty much just do not have a chance to sit anywhere. All of that vert, all that floor just gets opened up. That's why there's just so much pressure from the defensive teams above here, almost like they're defending Master Office. Cyber at this shield. I don't want to cast the curse him again, guys, but this is the player I'm looking to for FaZe to just halt this DarkZero momentum.
No Nitro Cell in hand. He needs to rely on the SMG to go big here, or maybe even whip out the shotgun. He decides to swing wide. Does a little bit of damage there to Mint, but it's not enough to find that pick. Utility heads out, and I think it has been caught, so the shield may not still be up. We'll have to wait and see as he swings back. At the moment, though, just watching the lobby stairs, it's a long angle. Position reveal. DarkZero need to jump on him now, and they do, but no. NJR loses the fight.
What? What a shot from Cyber. NJR thought it had it. I mean, talk about what goes around comes around. We saw that earlier shot in the round, and suddenly maybe it's slipping from DarkZero. Cyber surely over at the mezzanine. Quite literally just watches one of them. Oh, what a save from Skies! Literally from the sky. It's down to the site now. FaZe defending vigorously. Hyper's low. Eclipse is down. Skies is basically the last one standing. Has to stick the diffuser. He doesn't. I thought maybe he salvaged the round for DarkZero, but comes up short. FaZe win out 7-4 on Chalet. The scoreline not doing this game justice. What a match.
The Yokai drone at the end of the round clutches it for FaZe, who hold on despite a strong effort there from DarkZero to bring that one back. What an entertaining match of Chalet that was.
Both teams should be pretty happy, I think, in the end. Look, DarkZero themselves are not going to be too happy, but the trend that we're seeing here at SI right now is your first game, not the best. Your second game, pretty good. Of course, they'll be playing Cyclops after this in a bit, but for FaZe Clan, they get their their fix up. Of course, they lost to Liquid. Now they beat DarkZero. They can end the day pretty happy. I'm actually not sure if they play later on today, but 1-1, they can breathe a sigh of relief, especially considering DarkZero were really, really coming for them there towards that second half finish. And, wow, I mean, what a calamity in that final round in particular.
Yeah, the land jitters still, you know, over the top of DarkZero. It's hanging like a dark cloud. But look, I have no doubt that this team can definitely bounce back. They have what it takes.
They certainly do. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, the Death's going to break it all down.